What's up, people? In this video we've got Sarah Ashkan telling me to do this mystery video. I don't know what it is. We will see. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers, leave me a comment, just like Sarah Ashkan did.
In Contagious...
Our divorce is contagious. I don't know. Maybe.
Divorce No? News? Or news?
That was my fault. That was no F.
Contagious Divorce No? Submitted by Dave from downtown.
Downtown Dave.
Hello, Dave. A writer shares her theory that divorce is contagious.
Why?
Oh, you can catch it?
Like if one divorced and you want a divorce and everybody else wants a divorce?
Yeah.
I think she's onto something.
You think so too?
Yeah, because when my friends go through breakups, I feel like they do it in clusters.
Oh, like
groups. They
you
start
give me courage to break up.
Right, because then they're able to kind of reflect on their own relationship and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I can move on too.
That's exactly why she nailed it.
Really? Because it is more fun when everyone else is single. Because if you're the only one single and then no one else is single, it's not that fun.
It's true.
Yeah.
But that's not going to keep me from not divorcing.
Right.
I don't care about everyone else.
Well,
I can't in my head go, if I get divorced, then other people are going to get divorced. Right? So I'm going to get a divorce and let there be other divorce I can fuck. Right? You don't think of other people. I got to get away from this nasty bitch.
Yeah.
She's ruining me.
It plants a seed, and it makes us sort of like, okay,
Yeah.
it acts as a gauge for our own relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, Laura looks so happy and content and actualized, and she recently left.
I don't know. I don't think so, because it's like, you and I have seen people break up.
But were they really close to you though? So this is particularly with a tight-knit group of friends.
Nobody's mentioned this. I doubt they will mention it, but this is like a clear, obvious difference between men and women. Like the guy, he's like, I don't give a fuck if my friends get divorced. Like, this is ruining my life. Like, I don't give a fuck what my friends do. Like, I'm gonna get away from this fucking person. For example, let's say the guy initiates the divorce, although most divorces are initiated by women, and the girls are all like, well, you know, going through a divorce, it's like a big thing, I don't want to do it, you know, but my friend just got a divorce, so like she went first, so it's not that weird if I do it now. It's like more socially acceptable. Girls are very concerned with like what's socially acceptable, more so. And I'm not it's not that like our divorce is contagious. No, I don't think they're contagious like the writer is saying that they're contagious, but I think if a few people are like a few separate couples are all unhappy in their marriages and one of them goes first and does it, everybody else will be more likely to do it. Just like in many circumstances, if everybody kind of wants to do something but nobody's doing it because they're all scared, and then one person goes first and does it, then everybody else will kind of follow after that. Like one random story that I just thought of like just now, this is super random, but I had a friend once who he got arrested and he went to jail, and he was telling me about his experience, and he said that he got taken to LA County Jail, or one of the LA County jails. I'm not sure how many there are, but anyway, whatever. He said he went there and he was like, dude, it was like me with like 25 people in this cell, and they were all like fucking thugged out, right? And my friend was not like a gangster. He was just like whatever, some normal guy got caught with some shit. And he's like, man, I had to take a shit so bad. And like nobody, like there were like 25 people there, but like I just had to go. So like I went over, I took a shit. And after I took a shit, everybody started taking a shit. So anyway, it just kind of popped into my head. But that's different than actually getting a divorce, which is obviously more implications than like taking a shit in some fucking jail cell. Yeah, anyway.
And I think it's, if you're an independent thinker, you're less prone to be influenced. So I think you guys are probably really independent thinkers, and even if someone is really close to you, like whatever they do, you probably, when you evaluate, you would actually like compare your relationship and see how similar they really are.
Well, even if we were on a spiral downwards, Bobby and I, we're not leaving each other. We're gonna spiral down till double suicide.
Till we dead.
Till double suicide.
Kalila are gonna go down, you're gonna start burning dead bodies in flames. Why do you guys want to die together?
He's just my person.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's shitty or good.
Sometimes we're happy, volatile. That's fucking awesome. But we're both gonna be sitting Nancy it, man. We're gonna Thelma and Louise it.
Off a cliff.
Off a cliff, driving.
That's like the most romantically sad shit I've ever heard.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, for me, even if you know, we're not that close, but if we're not close at all, but we're close. I barely know you. Yeah, we're closer. Yeah, I don't really want to.
Actually, I take that back. If you guys don't make it, that'll probably give me the courage to leave this bastard.
Yeah, so make it.
No, I think that there's a lot of validity to that, because it doesn't matter if you're independent thinkers or not. As soon as someone's in your tribe and in your circle, like you're like-minded people. That's why you guys are close. So of course, kind of going back to what you're saying and what you're saying that this author, writer, whatever is saying is, you know, kind of what you just said right now. Like if we don't make it, then you're gonna reevaluate whatever you guys have or whatever.
But it's so funny because I think I read an article that because I'm on a show about divorce, and they said that my show was bad for society.
Oh really?
Yeah, because of that same thing. that it's like
You can see two people divorced actually make it work.
yeah, that's bad for our society or something. I'm like, no, it's good for society because I want people to watch the show. I want people to keep watching it so that I have a job. It's not good for me.
So this writer, her name is Beck Day. She discusses how her friends, or how our friends, really influence our life. And she also mentions a small study that was held over a 32-year period, which concluded that you are 75% more likely to get divorced if someone in your friend circle has gotten divorced.
Wow, 75.
So this is like the problem with all these studies. It's like they'll match up two variables and like imply that like the correlation between these two things is like, oh, all of our friends are getting divorced, therefore like you're also going to get divorced. Not taking into consideration, let's say in this specific example, if you like what else could this be, I guess is a good question to ask, right? For example, religious families are much less likely to get divorced because they place a higher value on the commitment of marriage, let's say. And people who are more religious tend to be friends with people who are also more religious, right? I'm not talking like your like random friend who like believes in God and goes to church sometimes. That's not religious. Okay, I'm talking like actually like leads a religious lifestyle. People like that are more likely to be part of a community where the ramifications for actually getting a divorce is more than just like, oh, I lose my life partner, or like, my fucking high school boyfriend and I are going to break up and we're not going to be together anymore, we're going to get a divorce, we have to go through a divorce. There's a lot more to it than that when you are like part of a community that is religious. It's like a fucking big deal. So they don't account for that. They probably don't mention that in the study because that's not like the point they're trying to prove, right? So like if you're okay, and what does this even mean? Let's say, like all other things being equal, people who are religious are also less likely to cheat. You could make the argument that they have a higher expectation of traditionally moral behavior from the people in their community, whereas people who do not have that religious element in their life, I'm not saying they're bad people, like everybody who's religious is better than everybody who's not religious, that's not what I'm saying, but you don't have that additional like framework of like expected moral behavior from you. So that plus like the pressure of your community to fucking make it work, plus the fact that people who are religious tend to have more kids, people who are not religious, you start to see that like all of these other variables come into play, but that doesn't make it on the fucking Bobby Lee and Kayla Kuhn soundbite show or like radio show. Obviously, like you're trying to create an interesting piece of content. This is not, it is what it is, right? You're trying to keep things interesting, right? So, whatever.
5%?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's some good ass odds. Fuck, I'd fucking gamble on that. If I could gamble on people's divorce, I'd be like, anyone in your group of friends been divorced within the last year or two? They're like, yeah? All right, I'm fucking betting on that they're gonna get divorced.
I'll bet you'll get divorced.
Well,
I'll
it's like a
fucking bet you.
50% rate anyways, right? So it's like roulette.
If we were, for instance, right, Kalila and I were married, you guys are married, and we were close, right? And you guys got divorced. Bart would say to me, yeah, man, he would seep things into my consciousness to get me to get divorced.
That's a fucked up friend.
I know people are like, yeah, I went to
He
Vegas.
doesn't want to be single alone. He needs a winger.
Yeah, and there was like this girl, 19, little titties. She's rubbing against my face like this, right?
He likes the titty rub in the eye. He's perfect.
Milk went into my eyes. Yeah.
Fuck, she's fucking lactating?
Whatever. And I'm sitting there half hard. I go, yeah.
You start touching yourself?
Touching my own self. Yeah.
While he's telling you the story?
Yeah, the little titty was in his eyes, right?
My
And I would go,
God,
I'm gonna leave Kalila because I want the same thing. So I think it's a lot of like, and I would say, don't leave her now. Just come with me next time and just watch. Yeah. You don't have to participate.
Right.
Just watch my adventures. And I'm watching now this little titty in his little face, right, rubbing against his eyes.
He's got a big face.
Yeah. And the milk is squirting toward me, and doing this. You know what I mean? Right? And then I want it too. I want little titty milk in my face too. Yeah. And then I divorce her.
And then you cry because you miss her.
There is influence. It's a verbal influence.
You have fun for like a week and then you have nothing to go back home to.
But at the end of the day, can I say this? I'm an older guy, and I've been single in my 30s and 40s. And I've said to myself, wow, it's not fun. I know what it's like. The grass isn't greener. You don't like being single? No. If you can find somebody, right, that complements your situation and you love this person and you're a team, and she has stuff that that drives me crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff.
That's how you know it's real, though.
Let's hear him.
And I'm gonna
Let's hear him so that I can give it back.
Yeah.
And her and I,
addition.
well, she wakes me up when I'm sleeping.
Because it's 8 p.m. It's time to get the fuck up, don't
It
you?
doesn't matter, I'm sleeping. Okay? And when I'm sleeping, when the king is sleeping, let the king sleep.
I don't know. I don't know. Fucking like, are they really a couple? I don't get it. Being single is bad, I guess, is what he's saying. Yeah, no offense, dog, but if you're like a pudgy fucking Asian guy, you know, you're not exactly like tearing through the town, fucking approaching girls ever. I don't know, maybe he was. I don't know, whatever. I know nothing about him. Yeah, being single is gonna suck. Being single sucks if you're like sitting in your room fucking playing video games on a Friday night. Yeah, fine, being single sucks. But being single can be, I think, more rewarding than being stuck in a relationship with somebody where the magic is eventually gonna wear off. And you just kind of like stay in that relationship trying to like, you're not even really trying to recapture the magic at that point. You're literally just like staying with that person because you're attached to them and you have the momentum of the like previous good experiences. I'm not saying relationships are bad or they're all bad all the time, but there's always this like feeling of like not being satisfied with what you have because you're used to this person, you know everything about them. There's no more romance anymore. Like you could try and like artificially inject all of these, you know, date night or like, I don't know, maybe that works for some people, but without the, because why is it exciting in the beginning for like a new relationship? Because there's something at risk, you know. It's possible it won't work out. It's possible like they won't like what you say and you'll fucking blow it with them, or vice versa. And when you're with somebody for a long time, that element just is not there anymore. It's completely gone. Because like, I don't know, you either like live together or you've been seeing each other for a long time and like you've got your routine. So it's like, you know, what are you like, it's just not that interesting. And the like relationships that I've been in, I don't know, they always kind of get to that point and it's just a nightmare that you can't get out of. I don't know, maybe they made it work. I don't really know.
The celebrities
Lights are coming out, you know what I mean? All kinds of chaos is going on.
All the food is handed to him in bed, coffee, everything. It's 8 p.m., sweetie. I think it's time for
I need my sleep, baby. Anyway, that's a negative thing. But I'm a grown up and I'm man enough to go, okay, that's her character defects. And I'm willing to grow beyond it and accept it. Okay?
You're a fucking giving man.
Fuck you.
Wait,
I'm sorry, I thought you were attacking me. I thought you were attacking me.
Yeah, sorry.
My bad.
You're so defensive. Yeah.
The reflex, I'm so sorry, Gio.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
oh shit.
I was ready for it. So I know what it's like being single, and it's better being this way. What are my negative things?
Where do we begin? For a couple years, I would go out to the balcony and I would always get this whiff of urine or ammonia. It turns out that 3 bathrooms are not enough for this man. That he has this fascination for collecting urine. And it's not like fresh urine. It had been collecting there for 6 fucking years. So much
In a
so
jar?
that the ammonia had cracked the pail.
Oh,
and
in a green bucket.
He didn't want to clean it. I said, you need to clean that.
Okay, I'm out on the balcony, I'm smoking cigarettes, right? I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm pondering ideas, I'm creating ideas in my mind when I'm out there, right? All of a sudden, you know, I had to pee.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to go to the bathroom?
Hear me out. I just lit a cigarette, right? Should I put this down, go inside?
Yeah.
Or should I pee right here?
I pee right there with you.
Thank you so much.
Fine, if it's a urinal, dump it out once in a while. He didn't even want to do it. He was so disgusted because it was so old that it had gotten a little bit like
It's condensed.
Brown?
brown but kind of sticky.
Oh, it became maple syrup?
Yeah, his piss became syrup. And
Like condensed
he had
milk.
to Carry it. This was like at 3 in the morning. This
would have to
giant
carry
job
it.
because he wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do
I
it.
refused to clean that up.
If you want it out on the balcony, then you clean it.
Wow.
Sounds logical to me.
That's just one. Just one minor character defect.
And that's how you know that's real love. They should make movies about that.
Exactly, that should be a romantic comedy right there. Yeah.
It'd be like 90% men watching that shit.
How about this one then? But it's real though. That's some real shit. Buckets of pee, like getting over, like not fucking sweeping them off their feet or
Yeah, but
kicking the
no
door
girls
down. Like
getting
those.
wet over fucking that type of love.
No, but
They're
it's
getting
real.
annoyed that they have a fucking child that they have to
So
take care
girls
of.
want to watch some fantastic stuff.
Where the guy
like this.
takes care of girls? Yeah, that's amazing.
So you rather watch 50 Shades of Grey type of bullshit rather than
Fuck yeah.
actual.
Yeah, but in reality,
I don't know. Why did you tell me to watch this? You didn't write anything, just the link. I don't know. Honestly, I watch this and I kind of just think to myself, like, so I have a very good friend. We don't really talk that much anymore because he's kind of a toxic person. But we're good friends anyway, just, yeah, on a break. But like we would have like fucking weird ass discussions like this, right? And like anytime I have like whatever, you know how it is, like you have like a group of friends who all fucking get into these like weird discussions, like talking about weird shit. And I'm sure many of you can relate where you're just like, man, I wish there was like somebody recording this because it's so fucking weird and it's just like so out there. This I don't know, I don't find this very interesting, but like whatever other people do, obviously a lot of people do. This is like 1 million views on it. But I think that is I don't know, I guess people really like that type of content, you know, where you're just like sit around and talk to your friends about, I don't want to say like intelligent things, but things that like people don't normally talk about in the mainstream, in polite conversation, let's call it. Like who talks about like piss buckets like outside, like when they're in a relationship? Like that's not a common topic of conversation. But kind of interesting. You get to like know a little bit more about them, and then everybody like gives their opinion, and make a couple jokes. I don't know. Honestly, I think this video is really boring. It's just not interesting to me. Like, I don't know. It's not interesting to me at all. Like, I'm like struggling here. I'm like, what am I supposed to say about this? Like, am I supposed to like look at like a deeper meaning about like relationships, or did you think I would think this is like funny, or like social commentary? Like, I have no idea, honestly. I'm like waiting for the punchline.
Reality, girls don't want that because they step all over those kind of weak ass dudes, and then they end up with guys like this.
I'm gonna show you a photo.
Ones that they
Hey, also, no. Did I show a picture of it? Bobby, put that away.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna show you my pale shit. Leave it, because he thinks me shitting a pale shit is a character defect, and it's not. I can't control what comes out of my
character
colon.
defect.
Will you show him? Wait, stop it. Bobby, that's so fucked up. Don't you fucking do it. Put it down.
She's up. You gotta put it
All
down. Put it
right.
down.
You're gonna get in big trouble, Bobby.
So I can describe it. I can describe it though. Okay. She's a vegetarian now, right? So she has pale shit.
Oh yeah.
I heard that from a cabbage taste tester. All he eats is fucking cabbage.
Yeah.
His dookie turned out white.
Yeah. So I go to the bathroom because I have to take a dump myself.
I've watched it before.
Wait, you don't flush? Or what happened there?
I think I was probably too busy running 10 of his errands that day.
She's an animal.
I took a vegetarian shit.
Did she put it in the toilet bowl at least?
Yeah.
Then she's sophisticated. What the fuck?
Okay.
It was perfectly formed. It wasn't a messy shit.
Albino shit.
Small, compact.
Yeah. It was a see-through albino shit.
No. Hey,
Yeah.
fucking asshole. We're not there.
Why?
You know that's rude.
All right.
When you shit on our neighbor's gardenias, do I take a... You know what? Show that shit, and I'll show the shit that you pull out. Show it.
What'd I pull out?
Oh, I'll show them the shit you did.
All right.
No, don't show it. Hold on. Save it, and we'll go like this together.
All right. No. What are you? First, tell me what you're gonna show, and then I'll show the shit.
You took pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me what you're gonna show.
I love that you guys have pictures of each other. That's fucking awesome.
Each other shit.
Yeah.
You know we're gonna have to give
What
the
is
photos
it?
to the editor.
It's when the plumber took 6 hours to unclog...
That's fine. Fucking show that shit.
Hang on a second.
Find it.
I have to find it.
Yeah.
Why would you shit on the neighbor's plant?
I had to take a shit real bad. It wasn't my neighbors. It was another street over. Okay.
So you ran all the way over there? Or you drove?
I was driving. We went to a Korean barbecue place, and it was all you can eat.
What happened?
It was all you can eat. I got food poisoning. I take a shit right then and there.
Yeah.
I pulled over at a random house. I don't know, and I shit on the side of the fucking wall of his wall.
I try to avoid talking about like this kind of thing if possible, but it's part of human existence. I don't know. I think this whole I guess they are in a relationship. I don't know. I just think this is like really it's kind of gross to me, to be honest with you. But what I was thinking of when he like, you take a picture of like your girlfriend's shit or something, or she took a picture to show him or something. And then she got out and like took a picture of the shit he took on somebody's lawn. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. That's just very weird. Although, I guess I understand, because when I was in the army, like when I don't know how it is like in other armies, but like in the Israeli army, you do a lot of training in the field, right? In the field basically means like you go out literally like into the wilderness and like sleep. You train like all day and like you sleep in the wilderness, and you like do all these exercises and fucking training shit, right? And there's no toilets. There's not like, you don't like pop over to the fucking cafeteria and like, no, like you eat. They give you, it's called manut krav. It's like a cardboard box full of like, it's got like tuna and fucking this like kosher spam shit that's not actually, it's not pork. I have no idea what it is, but it's like it looks like spam. Like it's meat in a can, and like you dump it out, and it's like shaped in the shape of a can. It's disgusting at first, but after a while you kind of get to like it. And if you cook it, it's actually really good. Anyway, after like whatever, you're in the field for like 3, 4, 5 days sometimes. After like by day like 2, right, or 1 or something, you're like, okay, I gotta go. Like, where am I gonna go? So whatever, you got to do what you got to do. You fucking pop over to like somewhere, you go and you take a shit. And I remember the first time I did it, it was such like a novel experience for me to just like go and fucking walk like, I don't know, 100 feet away from like where everybody was, like lean against some tree and take a shit. And it's always a gigantic shit, because you're eating fucking all this like really dense food, and you're very active. You're moving around a lot, so like your body's gonna process that food very quickly. Or like in a day at least. So I took a picture of it. I think I still have the picture, ironically enough. I put all my pictures, like there's a website, I think it's still around, it's called Photo Bucket. I uploaded all my pictures there. I had a little digital camera, and I took a picture of it. I don't know why. I wasn't obsessed with it, but I thought it was very like novel. And interestingly enough, after after like a couple of years in the army and many weeks of this type of training, because you're always kind of you're not always doing these training exercises Like you'll kind of alternate, but it's not uncommon at all for your like company to go into the field and do training exercise for whatever, sometimes for like a week, sometimes for like 3 months, like whatever, it's different. So you end up doing this a lot, right? So you kind of get this flexibility in your mind of like, I can basically take a shit anywhere, right? Even in the civilian world where it's obviously not like appropriate to do anywhere, but you have all of these references of you doing it like anywhere you want, so you don't really like, I don't want to say you don't make that connection, you just still kind of have it as an option in your mind. Which the cool thing about the Army is that it does that for you. It gives you all of these references where you like did all of these things that you wouldn't do in the civilian world, that you can kind of tap into for when you finally do go back into the civilian world, which I've never really thought about this in this exact way before, but that seems to me to be why a lot of people who are ex-military seem to do, I guess you could say, so well in the civilian world, where they seem to be able to deal with it. The ones who aren't like traumatized from fucking watching people get killed, whatever, fine. They're able to kind of, it just seems like it's not a big deal, like all this shit. Like, I remember when I was in the Army, I would get out like on the weekends sometimes, and I would look at the civilian world, I'd be like, this is just like easy mode. It's just, everything here's so easy. Like all these people, they have no worries. They go to their job, fucking work for a little bit. You know, their like highlight of their fucking week is like the new t-shirt they bought. Like everything's just so easy. Like it's no challenge, right? Unfortunately, that kind of fades when you get out and you forget about those references, I guess, because you replace them with new references from whatever subsequent years in the civilian world. You still have them, I guess. They're just not at the front of your mind like they would be if they just happened recently.
On the wall?
Well, I spread it open and they sprayed all over the wall.
What is the wipe?
What? Nothing.
You just left it there. That's
Nothing.
right.
Oh, it just clean?
Shit.
It just smears on your ass?
Yeah, I would just show you the proof.
Could you not?
'Cause I don't think she has the photo.
No, I do. Just wait. I don't want to see it. Stop. Do that. Please don't look at it.
I want to look at it. I want to look at it.
I looked.
I
didn't want to look, but I looked.
I think we saw. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, I think we saw it.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find this one.
I didn't want to look, Lila. I didn't. You made me look. You
I
read my
think I
life.
saw a glimpse of it.
It was pretty pale.
It's pure pale poo.
I think it's up. I had a pineapple before too.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
So that's what I gotta deal in this relationship.
The color of my shit is a character defect.
It shouldn't be that white.
So what did you wish it was?
Blanchett, like Kate Blanchett shit.
She's pure on the inside. What the fuck?
I know. I'm a fucking angel. Jesus.
I have some other photos, lady. You want me to show other photos?
Of what? My tampons?
Yeah.
You're fucking. Well, how old are you that you're grossed out by blood?
She doesn't flush it. She's making tea in my fucking toilet. Rosemary tea in my toilet. She doesn't flush the thing.
God, now I feel like I have to. Please just keep running that talk because I have to find it.
So thank you so much for listening.
Oh, no, we're
Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
It's only
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. She can't find
You
it.
know who has it? My sister has it.
We'll do it later. We'll cut it in later in editing, okay?
I want to live with you guys. You
She's
guys sound
calling her sister, you guys. She's calling her sister.
This has to be. I need a rebuttal here.
So you
Kona, can you
spray
please send me a
dookie all
picture
over
of
a
Bobby's
wall?
shit like right now? Okay, thank you. Bye. You know what? The minister has it.
I love that she doesn't even question it. She doesn't even ask why, what's going on.
Oh, she has it saved. That's uncomfortable.
The fucked up part was you had a massive, like, you had a collection of shit that you refused to flush for 6 days. You clogged the toilet, and then you left to San Francisco, and you're like, babe, call the plumber. The plumber came in, and I wore a ski mask because I didn't want him to look at my face and think that I did that.
You wore a ski mask?
Yeah, I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to ever like see my face. And
Yeah, but you're acting as if that I'm like an animal and I six
That's pretty
like,
gross.
it was clogged in the toilet.
Hold on, the picture will speak for itself.
All right.
The picture will absolutely.
Why didn't you
speak for
flush
itself.
it?
It was clogged.
So you just shat on top of the clog like a porta potty?
Yeah, porta potty.
He thinks a fucking toilet is a porta potty. Where's that goddamn picture?
How many
Don't
toilets
let
do you
him run
have?
15 minutes, man.
How many toilets do you have in your house?
What? We have 3 toilets.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Show us.
Now show my shit.
All right, I'll show you.
I'll put full brightness on this so everyone can.
I'm gonna zoom in on it, right?
Oh, shit,
I'm gonna zoom.
here's my
Go
shit.
ahead, look at that.
That's
That's
the
yeah.
Just zoomed out shit. Please pass that over there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Show the editors.
Wait up.
This is 6 days worth of fucking shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess like if you live with somebody, you might not realize that like until like day 2 or something that the toilet's clogged. Maybe. Do they not have a plunger? Like, they don't know how to use a plunger? It's possible. I have no idea. I don't know. Is something wrong with me today? I'm at a loss watching this. I don't know. Like, why wouldn't you use a plunger? I guess I don't know. Is there actually something wrong with me? Do I have like a fucking brain tumor or something that I can't like think of anything to say here? Like, why didn't they use a plunger? Right? Or am I crazy? I guess maybe it just like got away from them somehow. They're very busy. He's like, who is this guy, Bobby Lee? Is he like famous or something? Just kidding news. I don't know who these people are. Super entertaining episode. I'll give low standards for fucking entertaining. No offense. All right, I've seen enough of this. I don't know. This is like so far outside. Like, I don't know. Am I just like a really boring person that I can't think of anything to say about this? It's possible. You got me stumped, Sarah Ashkan. You stumped me. I got nothing on this one. I'm sorry. I got nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this is like really dumb, I guess. Like, you could talk about anything on your radio show. Like, you could actually talk about anything. But I guess this is the appeal. You know, you want to watch people just shoot the shit. Maybe start out like talking about something, and then that just kind of like spins off into this. Okay, yeah, cool. I guess if you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.